Shit, I'm the best thing on her. Shit, I am the shit.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the board. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switch codes, but he codes with focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that could end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athletes. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, Godfather, I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a piece, man. I ain't got no time for a piece, man. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the... Hold up.
If I let my dogs off the leash, they do my work to get out of Dodge by the east. Honestly, they can smell the blood and the beef. If they don't leave anything behind at the east.
I can see you soft, ever thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a priest. When you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they wanna call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athletes. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, Godfather, I'm the kingpin.
Good evening. It's Monday. It's Monday. Another good sports weekend. We are here to talk about it. But with that being said, for those who don't know, or for those who do know, I'm a fan of Kentucky basketball. I'm a fan of Kentucky football. I'm a fan of Kentucky sports, period. And unfortunately, on a day we're supposed to be talking about and celebrating the women's NCAA champ, which is South Carolina, who beat Iowa on Sunday, and for UConn, who plays against Purdue tonight. Instead of talking about that, we're talking about Kentucky basketball. We're talking about who's going to be the next coach of Kentucky basketball. We're talking about John Calipari leaving Kentucky to go coach at Arkansas. That's the talk right now. I mean, it's rivaling the conversation of the championship game. Now, of course, that should be the most important. That should be top priority. That should be the thing we really should be talking about the most. Truth be told, that's not it. That's not it. And it's crazy that that's the case. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So, my thoughts on it. I cut a video. I put it out there probably about a couple weeks ago. And my stance on it was, if they decide to let John Calipari go, I wouldn't feel bad. I've been, truth be told, I was through with probably a couple of years ago. Truth be told, a couple of years ago, I was pretty much turned the page on him, and I was done with it. But of course, they decided, to keep him here, and I understand. That's the thing to do. It's one of those things. It's better with a bird in hand's worth more than two in the bush. You don't know what's out there, right? So I understand why our athletic director took the chance and said, "No, we're gonna keep him. We're gonna stand by him. He's our coach, and it is what it is." Hopefully he gets things better. We're gonna move forward. Unfortunately, we're in a situation now that we're gonna have to find a coach now, and we got to scatter through candidates, try to figure a way out how to keep some of the recruits that we have, and try to keep them, and hopefully don't lose any. That's the situation we're at right now. So it's just unfortunate. That's where Kentucky basketball is. There's high expectations. They expect us to play and compete for a title, not just to go to the tournament, but to actually compete for a title. And that's the high expectations we have down here in Kentucky as far as Kentucky basketball. Now, look, we're not the only program that has those high expectations. There's a lot of basketball. The Blue Bloods, those why they call them Blue Bloods, they are above the rest. Connecticut is what you consider a Blue Bloods team. They expect to compete, and that's what they're doing today. Purdue, they're new to the party. It's the first time they're playing in the championship game. Been to the Final Four before, first time in a championship game. They're not new to this, so their fans don't have the same expectations, say what Connecticut does, or what Duke does, or what the Carolina does, or the Kansas and Kentucky's does. They don't have the same expectations, or the Indianas. They don't have the same expectations. The expectations are a little lower because they don't have the success as some of these other programs do. So with that being said, they're just happy to be in the game. They're happy to be in the Final Four. They're happy just being in the tournament. That's why Painter was really never on the hot seat, because their expectations are not up to other school standards. Now, let me say this. With what's going on, are they going to be expected to do bigger things this time next year? Yeah, they are. So Coach Painter's going to be expected to not only just play in the championship game and possibly win it, but maybe even try to make it back to the same level. Now, we all know it's not the easiest task, because the same teams that was in the Final Four last year is not in this year. So last year you had Connecticut, you had Miami, you had San Diego State, and you had Florida A&T, or Florida Atlantic, I'm sorry. Those are your Final Four teams last year. Guess what? Only one of those Final Four teams was returning. That's it. We had a whole new crop. Alabama, we had Purdue, we had Connecticut, and then you had NC State. None of those was in the Final Four last year. None of those. Besides, like I said, Connecticut. That was the only team. So now you got a whole new crop. It just shows how hard it is to get to that point. It's not an easy task. It's not easy. But if you got a good team and you got a good program, your chances of making that is really well. Hey, Miss Almond Eyes. Hopefully all is well with you, man. But to make it to that pinnacle of college basketball, man, it's a blessing. And like I said, not everybody makes it. Now, Connecticut has the opportunity tonight to go back-to-back. We haven't had a back-to-back team since the days of Florida. When the Florida Gators went back, I believe, I want to say about 2005, 2006, they went back-to-back championship. That was the last team. Before then, you got to go all the way back to the 90s with the Duke team. Now, has there been others who had that same opportunity? Yes. Unfortunately, they didn't pan out. So this will be the first one since 2005, 2006 season that we had a chance, opportunity to go watch team go back to back and win championships back to back. Will it happen? I don't know. Look, I like Connecticut tonight. That's who I picked in my bracket, Connecticut to win it all. So right now, if I was looking at my bracket, I haven't looked at it since. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I haven't looked at a men's game in totality since Kentucky lost. I haven't. I haven't looked at the whole men's NCAA. I've been watching the women's. I've been watching the women since the Sweet 16. Now, because I think the women's game more entertaining than men? No, not necessarily. But some of the matchups I do like. I like watching that LSU and Iowa game. That was entertaining. I like watching that. I like watching South Carolina. I'm cheering for South Carolina. I think South Carolina was a good team. I like Don Staley. I think she's a great coach. So I'm rooting for her. So I watched the Final Four. I watched the Elite Eight, and I watched the Sweet 16. Like I said, I watched those women's games more than men. Now, probably because my basketball team is no longer in it. My bracket was screwed up after the first week. So I really didn't have no dog in the fight anymore to watch. So it's like, I catch a part of the game here and there. I catch a highlight. But me actually sitting down watching the whole game, nah, I didn't watch no more men's game. And more than likely, I won't watch the championship game because, again, I really don't have a dog in my fight because my bracket's messed up. So it ain't, even though I got the championship game, and if Connecticut wins, I win the championship, my bracket's probably so screwed up. I haven't even looked at it. I'm just assuming it's screwed. Now you might have everybody else in the same bracket just as bad as me. I don't know. I haven't even looked. My man Quinn, what's going on, big brother? Hopefully all is well with you. Mr. Melvin, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm glad to see you over. I'm glad you was able to catch a live. But with that being said, look, it's unfortunately my team is going through this right now. It really is. It's just unfortunate, So, will we get a good coach? Hopefully so. Hopefully we don't go through a drought like we did last season. I mean, not last season. Our coach before we got Calipari. Hopefully that won't be the case for us, where we'll go through a drought and losing and taking lumps from throughout the season and then have to fire the coach after 2 years. Hopefully that won't be the case again. Hopefully we don't repeat that same situation. But you never know. It's a crapshoot out here, man. Some coaches are not built for this type of pressure. Some coaches are not built for these type of expectations. I mean, Kentucky's got high expectations. I'm not gonna lie. So for you guys who don't know, are from on the outside looking in, they have high expectations. Just like Alabama football has had high expectations. Just like Georgia football has high expectations. Just like the New York Yankees of baseball has high expectations. Just like the Kansas City Chiefs has high expectations. When New England was on their roll, they had high expectations. You know what I'm saying? When Golden State was on their roll, they had high expectations. The Bulls had high expectations. Certain teams has high expectations, and if they don't live up to it, the fan base is pissed. They are pissed. They're not trying to accept, we made it to the playoffs. No, they're not going for that. They're not going for that. Let me tell you another team that has high expectations. South Carolina. As y'all seen the thumbnail, like I said, once again, congratulations to the South Carolina Gamecocks. Them ladies, man, they balled out. They played tough. They played hard. Congratulations to them ladies. But guess what? Don Staley got 3 titles now. 2017, 2022, and 2024. Guess what? Guess where they at now? They on that level of high expectations. Their fan base is on that level now. They're not selling just for going to the NCAA playoffs. They're not It's settling for just going to the NCAA tournament. That's not what they're going for no more. Not that fan base. Now that they got a taste of winning multiple championships, 3, going undefeated in the season, going undefeated in the regular season twice, going to the Final Four 3 times, winning the title 2 times. You think they're going back? No, they're not going backwards. They're going forwards. And so now the expectation is to win titles, play in the Final Fours, to compete for a championship game. Dallas Staley got a handful, and I think she knows it. But you know the good thing about her? She's a good enough coach. She's going to get the players that she needs. You know what I'm saying? She's going to put them young ladies into positions that they need, and she's going to get a position to win. It's obvious. 2 years in a row, like I said, in the regular season, they undefeated. They only lost 1 game last year. They lost to Iowa in the playoffs. They lost no games this year and won the championship game. The year before that, they I think it was 20. I think they ended only winning like 2. So I think like the past 3 years, they lost a total of 3 games. Man, that's great. That's a great run. And got 2 titles out of them past 3 years. I mean, what more can you ask for? My man Chris said that game reminds me of Jimmy Butler versus the Denver last year. Yeah, good game. Going back and forth. But with that being said, man, like I said, watching that game, that was a tremendous game. It was a great game to watch. It was a great game to be a part of. I'm sure them young ladies and their family, man, they celebrate like rock stars because they deserve it. Why? Because first things first, to go undefeated is a major, major accomplishment. With everything that's going on around them, with the expectations, with the pressure, with being one of the best teams in the regular season, and then able to not only do that, but go into the tournament and win 6 games to win a title. Shout out to them ladies for doing that, man. Look, shout out to Don Staley for being a class act type coach. She's the type of coach that you want under your program. She's the type of coach that you want to lead, whether it's men or women's. She's that type of coach. Why? Because she's a class act. She not only coached a team, held a team to a certain standard, did what they needed to do, but even in the face of victory, she gave praises to your girl Clark. She gave her props and thanked her for what she's done for women's basketball. So shout out to Don Staley, man. Class act, man. If I had a daughter playing basketball, I would want my daughter to play for somebody like Don Staley. Class act coach, great coach, respectable coach, does it the right way. You can't ask much for better. So I'm happy for them and that program, and for them getting their praise and getting their flowers and their just due. Definitely a shout out to them for doing that. And the beautiful thing is, a lot of them young ladies gonna be back next season. So these other teams out here, y'all better figure out how to beat that big bully. These other programs out here, y'all got to figure out how to beat that big bully. Because y'all got your hand full with them. Y'all got your hand full. And the way she's running, she ain't going nowhere. Let me tell you this. Don State is more likely not going to be looking to coach in WNBA because they don't want to pay no damn body. And them girls are not in a rush to go to WNBA because they not getting paid. That NIL money too good for them girls. They not going no goddamn where. Money too good. They want to say, matter of fact, they try to find extra years to stay in college because they know they ain't going to get no money in the WNBA. Now, going overseas, that's a different story. But that WNBA money, ain't no money in there. Ain't no money in there. So they not in a rush. Even After the 3, I think it's 3 years for them too. 3-year mark for the ladies. They said, "No, I'm come back my 4th year. Hell with this. I ain't in a rush to get to that." They not in a rush to go. For what? So I can take a pay cut? what I look like going taking a pay cut into the WNBA? They ain't paying us up here. We'll go where I'll get the money. I'm staying in college, get my master's. Might as well. But unfortunately, everything about the WNBA has been all good news. So I shot a video. On Angel Reese. So for those who haven't had the opportunity to see it, shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you for not tapping in and watching that video. If you ain't watching that video, I'm very disappointed. Very disappointed. But before I go any further, let me do this. Shout out to Miss Feminine for donating a $5 cash app. Shout out to the sister for donating a $5 cash. Look, you didn't have to do that, but I appreciate the blessings. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, ma'am. But for those who didn't get to watch the Angel video, and I make sure I post it on all my social media platforms to definitely check out. So hopefully, if you ain't had an opportunity to check it out, definitely after the show, don't do it now. After the show, make sure you check it out. And leave a comment if you agree or you disagree. That's all good. It's all good. But with that being said, I definitely want to talk about it today. Because it's worth talking about, right? It really is. It's worth talking about. It's worth speaking on. Because look, there's a couple videos I want to show. I want you to see 2 different situations. Same results for both of these young ladies. They both took a loss, yet how they handled it was completely different one from the other. So I definitely want to show that video. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, it is. And, before I go to the video, let me say this. I don't have no problem with talking about relationship stuff, and that's cool. I don't have no problem with talking about man and women issues and all that and all that good stuff, and that's cool. But at a certain point, you want to talk about something different, right? I don't want to talk about that all the time. Look, I said it before. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to talk about it on other shows. I'm going to talk about it on other people's panels. Hell, I may talk about it on Wednesday nights. But at the same time, I also like to talk about other things. There's something that's going to take us totally off the grid and talk about something different. So one of the things I like to do is talk about sports. That's the reason why I started doing a sports show, because I wanted to talk about something different. Some way to bring us ladies and gentlemen together and have a conversation and to agree to disagree on sports topics, but at the same time have fun with it. Sports is one of those things that can bring not only the races together, the different races, different nationality, the different religion, but the sexes as well. Men and women both like sports. Some men and women don't like sports, and that's cool. This ain't for you. But I'm talking to the men and the women who do like sports. So that's what I want to do, because I want to talk about something different. And that's what I do. So shout out to you, Feminine Man. I appreciate you with the $5 cash app. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. Wally said, brother man, Right on, big brother. Right on. But let me play the video. And this first video is of Angel Reese.
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time. And I just try to stand strong for my teammates because I don't want them to see me down and like not be there for them. So I just want to always just know, like, I'm still a human. Like, all this has happened since I won the national championship, and I said the other day I haven't had peace since then. And it sucks, but I still wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything, and I would still sit here and say, like, I'm unapologetically me. I'm going to always leave that mark and be who I am and stand on that. And hopefully the little girls that look up to me, and hopefully I give them some type of inspiration that, no, hopefully it's not this hard and all the things that come at you, but keep being who you are, keep waking up every day, keep being motivated, staying who you are, staying 10 toes, don't back down, and just be confident.
So that clip right there, for those who don't know or have been on the rock, are just not aware of the sports world, that's Angel Reese. And that was the post-game interview after Iowa beat LSU in the Elite Eight. As we all know, Angel Reese was clearly upset. She was crying and she was emotional, and seemed like she was going through it. Right, she was going through it. But I'm about to show this other young lady. Her name is Aaliyah Edwards. She plays for UConn. Now, for those who don't know, UConn had a controversial call against, unfortunately, the same team that Angel Reese was talking about, and that was Iowa. They had a controversial call. Now, the call was called offensive foul in this play, right? And I watched it. I watched the footage, couple different angles footage. I didn't download it up. I want to put it up here and play it. But yes, that's what happened. They called her on offensive foul. Now, at that time, during the game, it was a last-second shot, pretty much. It was opportunity for the win. The score was 79-69. Connecticut had the ball. That was passing around, and the girl set a screen. And while she was setting the screen, she kind of flipped the arm out a little bit. You could just see it a little bit, kind of raise it up. And I think that's why they called offensive foul. Now, I've seen a couple of different angles and people who, so they have another view of the game like that, where they show like former players. So they had former players angle where they was like Sue Bird, I think it was something Brianna Stewart or something was one of the girls' name, but it was three of them. It was another young lady, and they was sitting there watching the game, and they was upset. They was pissed that they called offensive foul. He said, one of the girls said, ain't it a coincidence, a perfect time to call offensive foul? Like any other time, they wasn't calling offensive fouls during the game, but so happened in that very moment, they call offensive foul. Was that the right time to do it? Most people say no. Most people say a referee should not decide the game. And with that situation, that's pretty much what the referee did. Now, I don't agree with the referee doing it. I don't agree with the referee making a call at that moment. But let me tell you this. I do agree with the call. It was the right call. It was an offensive foul. I've seen it from multiple angles. At first, the first angle I seen, the first two angles, let me take it back. The first two angles I seen, they looked like offensive foul. Looked like she was in good position. Looked like she was standing still, wasn't movement. But then I seen a couple more angles. And the angle I seen was her from the backside, where one of the referees was. And of course, the backside ref didn't make that call. It was the referee on the baseline that made that call. Now, I seen it from his angle. I didn't see offensive foul, but I'm not there at the game. I'm not there on the floor. I'm not in position. That took a lot of guts. Let me say that. That took a lot of guts from that referee to make that call in that point of the game in that type situation. A lot of guts. But after watching it from that, like I said, that backside angle, yeah, she put her elbow out and kind of lifted it up. So it was the right call. I don't agree with making a call at that point of time in the game, but that was the right call. But I'm gonna show y'all how she handled that. That big of a call cost you from not only playing in a championship game and possibly playing for a championship and winning. Now, I'm not gonna say Connecticut would have beat South Carolina. I'm not saying that because they had a lot of players hurt, and I think they was only running like seven players. So I'm not saying they would beat South Carolina, but you don't want to see them miss out on an opportunity like that. You really don't. It's a hard pill to swallow. And Gino's a great coach. You know, he's the most winningest coach in women's basketball. Got the most titles in women's basketball as well. And I'm sure that was tough. Not only tough on him, but tough on them other players. I can imagine even on the young lady who the offensive foul was called, it was tough on her. Aaliyah Edwards. But let me tell you what this young lady did. She handled this interview like a champ. Let's go to it.
There's been a lot of talk about the officiating and criticism of officiating this whole season. How disappointing is it, though, that we're talking about it again after what was a really good effort by you guys, especially given the circumstances you've been dealing with this season?
We can't really control what happens with the refs and their decision making, but I just want to focus more on this team and actually making it all this way to this game when a lot of people didn't count us in. So I'm going to leave this game with being proud of the team and proud of how we, game in, game out, just continue to believe in each and other and lean on one another. And unfortunately, we just didn't leave this game with the dub, but we fought hard and up until the very end. Yeah, there are some decisions that even myself, I wish I could take back, but that's just how the game went, and we left it out there on the court today.
So with that being said, the way this young lady handled that question from the press conference, great. The way this young lady was able to redirect no matter the question, she redirected and made it about her and the team. She didn't go the route and bite like what Angel Reese did. She made sure she stayed focused on her and the team, letting her know how proud she was of this team. And no matter, I know all season the referees had questionable calls. She said all season. The reporter said all season it's been questionable calls. But you know what that young lady did? She said, no, you're not going to get me to bite. No. I'm not taking the bait. No, ma'am. I'm not. Now, To me, that looks like this young lady's been prepped for this. This young lady's been talked to, had conversations, been coached up, maybe even, look, don't take the route what Angel Reese did. We seen the backlash. I want you to take the high road. Now, please believe you me. At the age of, I don't know how old she's, maybe 20, 21, 19. I don't know how old she is. At her age, I would be in, I can't say I would not have went the route of the Angel Reese. I'm not going to sit there and lie to you. If I miss out on the opportunity to play in a championship game for a call like that, I might have got a tech. I don't know. You never know what you would do in that moment. You never know. So if she had went up there at that opportunity when that reporter asked her that question and she started going in on the refs, I wouldn't have followed her. I wouldn't have said, I would have had no problem with it. No, I wouldn't. Because in that situation, normally, referees don't make that call. In that situation, most referees will swallow their whistles, let it play out. In that situation, I don't think a referee would take that chance and be able to accept that criticism and put themselves on the line to make the call like that, like he did. I think they would have let it play on and keep it moving, especially if the referee has been inconsistent, bad the whole game. Because I watched that championship game, they was letting them girls play. Wasn't no whistle being called for 2 minute fouls. And then when it was really touch fouls. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I mean, there were some times, well, let me say this. See, like, South Carolina girls was getting foul calls against them, but Iowa wasn't getting no foul. That's what it seemed like, in my opinion, from the outside looking in. But at times and they will let South Carolina play. I mean, they was playing hard nose in your face defense, right? So that's the inconsistency that they're talking about. So I would not blame that young lady if she went off and just saying, yeah, the referees was terrible. There was a bad call. They did a bad job. They cheated us. They did us in. They didn't want us to win. They just wanted Caitlin Clark to play for the championship and possibly win a championship. I would have threw the whole conspiracy thing down and said, hey, this is what it is. That's not what she did. Femini said, I love that she didn't take it back. Yes, ma'am. She stayed firm to what she was probably taught, coached up, and trained to do. She didn't take the bait. She didn't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. She stood firm on her guidance that was probably more than likely Gino. I can't think of the man that. Gino, that's his name. That's first name. I can't think his last name right now. Brain freeze. I'm sorry, guys. She held firm to what more than likely somebody coached up on that staff and told her and taught her. Look here, every question doesn't always deserve an answer. If you think these are questions that can cause you to regret answering later on, don't answer. And we'll deal with that. Don't answer that. Don't do it. It's not worth it. You're not only representing yourself, but you're representing this university. Don't make the decision to put your foot in your mouth. And she didn't. And she handled it as professional you could possibly handle it. Now, with that being said, Angel Reese didn't handle it the same way. And Angel Reese is older than this young lady. I think this young lady about 20. Angel Reese is 21, going on 22. This wasn't her first time in front of the press. You a star player, you've been in front of the cameras a whole lot in your life. Where it was started maybe down in high school, now y'all in college. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about that first. As a friendly reminder, Hink in the Basement, album of the week and Funko Pop of the week. Right on. Here we go, guys. So, Funko Pop of the week as the characters from The Shining. That's Jake. That's Wendy. And that's Danny. All characters from The Shining. They sit right behind me. Jake, Wendy, and Danny Torrance. Characters from The Shining. Now, I don't know if y'all remember The Shining. The Shining was a movie that was out in the early, I want to say late 70s, early 80s, I believe. Movie kind of scary. But if you never had the opportunity to see it, you definitely got to check it out. Definitely got to check it out, you know. Now, if you're going to compare it to the graphics now, it's probably going to look like distorted VHS type movie. Just watch the movie, enjoy the storyline, enjoy the whole backstory behind what The Shining's all about. So I'm not going to go into detail, but those are my Funko Pops of the week. Those are the characters from The Shining, and that's Funko Pop of the week. 3-6 Mafia. 666 Mafia, as it used to be called. Now, how I got introduced to them when I was down in Murray State, we had some buddies, some teammates down there from Memphis, Tennessee. And, you know, Tennessee, Kentucky, we used to go back and forth about that. Talk trash to each other. All that good stuff. So, went to a party one time. No, let me take it back. We was in the dorm room. We was just chilling, listening to music, talk about different rappers and entertainers and all that. Who was our friend? And then they introduced me to the 666 Mafia. And I'm like, okay, I like this. But they was kind of dark. I'm like, should have known they called themselves 666 Mafia. Well, they used to be called that before they called Mafia. It used to be called 666. And we all kind of know what that means. I don't have to go into detail on that, but you know, it is what it is. But what they was talking about was kind of dark, but I did like the beat. So I'm feeling the beat. You know, it was cool. I'm like, okay, I like this. I like this. So I remember when we went out, hung out with them guys, went to a party in Tennessee, had fun, had a good time, and they started playing that song, Turn the Club Up. And there's some bitch in there got rowdy as hell. I was like, get up. I'm like, man, what is this? It was like a black mosh pit, man. They was in there going crazy, elbowing and dancing, going back and forth. I said, look here, let me get my ass over on the sideline. I ain't trying to get elbowed. I ain't trying to fight in here because we got a game. Shit, I ain't trying to be involved with this. So I got out of the way. Matter of fact, the fight ended up breaking out. Speaking of that, man, but that's a whole different story. But they had that song called "Turn the Club Up," and every time a song like that comes, they end up getting bucked. That's what they say. They call it get bucked. That's what they call it, get bucked. So I've been rocking with that 666 Mafia ever since that day. Ever since that day. Shout out to the brothers from Memphis. Oh man. What we got? She said representing herself. A team. Black people. Sisterhood. And a future. Appreciate her for her forbearance. I know that's right. Said in the 80s, yeah, that's what it was. I thought you said you from the shop. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So now you're not gonna support because I'm not from Chicago. People don't do that. I'm from Kentucky. I'm from the bluegrass state, man. Oh, but what we got? Here we go. Travel one, don't you start this. At door, that Hink in the basement. Greetings to Hink, glorious, on point, glowing, overachieving executive sister. Holla, Hink. Women's basketball recap. Interesting. Women are the prize. I'm not gonna hold you. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I don't agree, but I understand. Now look at this. Look at this here. Don't y'all start this. Don't y'all start this. Indeed. Prize and travel one. Hey there. By the way, hope the week has started off kind for you. My goodness. Look, I'm not gonna keep going through this woman love. Shout out to the ladies. Shout out to the ladies. But first, shout out to my man Big Ant 11. Now, guys, I know he about to come with some hate. It wouldn't be Big Ant if he didn't. Big Ant 11 says, what up, Hank? The fake goat who never won anything lost yesterday. God damn. Big Ant is harsh. Ain't gonna come in with that smoke, man. Let me get back to it, but Big Ant, I ain't gonna let you distract me with that hate. Let me say this. The question I put up under that video was Angel Reese a victim? Now, in my opinion, no, she wasn't. And I watched a couple things that Angel Reese did, interviews, post-game interviews. You know, she went on a media tour for like about 3 weeks after they won the tournament. Multiple things. Okay, so when I said the Shy, I meant the Funko Pops. Hello, not the city. I thought maybe the TV had some funk pop. Funk pop for some reason. Oh, she said, my bad, typo. I understand. No. She went on a media tour. And was talking, you know, about a lot of stuff. A lot of things was being said. A lot of things was being talked about. So when she was on the Breakfast Club with her teammate, you know, I think it was a couple weeks after they won the title, and she was, you know, talking about all the things that was going on, how much media attention she was getting, how some famous people was in her DMs, you know, letting them know congratulations, giving them shout outs and all that good stuff. Talk about how, you know, all the attention they was getting was good and much appreciated. going to the White House. Unfortunately, they had to go to the White House and share the spotlight with the Iowa Hawkeyes. Now, look here, to me, honestly, that made no sense. I thought that was kind of tacky, but it is what it is. So they was talking about different things and talking about, they was letting them know, y'all defending champs now, we're going to have a target on your back next season and people's going to be coming at y'all. She said, oh, yeah, we ready for the smoke. I'm on all the smoke. Okay. Angel, when you make statements like that, best believe the smoke is coming. When you say certain things that you say, oh, they going to come with the smoke. You talk about you want the smoke? You ready for smoke? Yeah, I don't know if you are. Because with the smoke comes that fire. And not everybody's built to take on fire. And I don't think she is either. Because it kind of showed in that post-game interview. It showed when she's talking about she's victim, she's been sexualized and this and that. Ma'am, your clothing line that you are promoting is sexualizing you. In case you didn't know that, ma'am. The clothing line that you're promoting, that you're a part of, is sexualizing you. So you putting yourself in that category you really shouldn't be doing. But hey, you looking for that money, right? That NIL money, that payday. And yeah, they gonna pay you. But what are you willing to do to get that money? What are the things you're willing to accept to get that money? Are you willing to sell your soul? Because that's pretty much what you're doing to get that money. Now, talk about you been threatening all this. Man, you got some crazy people out here. And they do crazy things. The word fan is short for fanatic. And some of those people in your own fan base, maybe some of the people that may be threatening you are taking advantage or are sexualized and all of those things. But you got to look at yourself and what are you doing in these situations. You talking trash. Matter of fact, I remember even on the clip I seen, you was talking back to a coach. Now, young lady, that was disrespectful in my time. You as a young lady talking to a grown-ass man or woman like that. You can't be doing that. But guess what? You from a different era. You from this era where it's okay for you to be a smart ass to a grown man or woman. My time, you would have got your teeth knocked the fuck out of your mouth. Now, they not even going to say anything to you, let alone knock your teeth out. Give me a second, guys. They not doing it. They not correcting you like they should be. And some of this stuff, I got to blame your parents or lack of, because you wasn't even raised by your mama. You was raised by your grandparents. So more than likely, they was probably too old to really discipline you or handle you or take care of you like that. They just allowed you to do what you wanted to do. More than likely, you've been like this probably since middle school. They interview a few of your former coaches who coached against you, and they said you always been like this. You've been like this ever since in high school. So this is nothing you trash talking, going back and forth with coaches and teammates and opponents. This is nothing new for you. So when you are feeling some type of way about how people are treating you, you can't be surprised. Oh, you ain't seen the outfit she's wearing? Them outfits she's wearing? Matter of fact, just recently, she was going to a basketball game. I think it was a basketball game. I think it's what it was. And her short skirt with the split up the middle showed everything. That's her clothing line. That's her clothing brand. That's part of her brand. Yeah. Yeah, it's sexualizing her. You wearing them skimpy types clothes, that's sexualizing you. Some of her workout clothes are kind of borderline. Yes. She has a swimsuit line. Feminine. I mean, just look. I know you probably, a lot of people don't like to say, oh, you can't judge a woman about what they wear. Yeah, but some of the things you wear can also bring certain attentions you may not want or be looking for. Some of the things you wear can bring unwanted attention from unwanted individuals. Now, I'm not saying you can't wear it. You can. But a young woman who, in her situation, brings a different level of attention than the average woman. Family, you can go out there and wear maybe some of that stuff, and you're not going to get that national attention like that, right? She wears that, she's going to garner a different type of attention. Of course, she puts herself out there. She loves the attention. But with that attention comes criticism. Also comes with people who critique. She said, oh, something she wore out somewhere. Not actual her clothing line, because I've seen the workout and the hoodies and the swimsuits. They ain't abnormal to pre-naked culture. She said, yeah, I think anyone in public eye, even the YouTube, should expect the criticisms will come. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. That's part of it. Look, I know people think, oh, they should have their form of privacy. No. Once you sign up for this, your privacy is not private anymore. Them days are gone. He could go out there and be private. Ain't nobody gonna know who Hank is. Angel Reese can't do that. Now, you can have your average basketball player. I ain't gonna say NBA player, pro player, but maybe an average college player. They could probably blend in, and nobody even notice them. Angel Reese is a different player. She's a different person. She garners a different type of attention. It could be a teammate walking right beside her. Nobody know who they are. But best believe they're going to know who Angel Reese is. Why? Well, Angel Reese loves to talk. Angel Reese loves to be, she's out there. She's that flashy type chick. She's about that. Her outfits are flashy. Her personality is flashy. It's big. It is what it is. She's also 6'3". She's going to stand out, whether she wants to stand out or not. I'm just saying. You want this smoke? You want this attention? Why? Because you said you wanted to go to one of the major cities when you go to WNBA, like Chicago, Atlanta, New York, to promote your clothing line and all that. And guess what? That major city has major press. And they're going to come with major questions. And when them time comes, they're going to put you on the stand. And they're going to come at you. They not going to take it easy. Y'all not winning. Your team not winning. Y'all not doing good. You not playing good personally. You don't think they're going to come at you? You don't think they're going to have questions? You don't think they're going to put you on the hot seat? Yes, they are. How are you going to handle those situations? Are you going to handle them situations like a grown woman should handle? Or are you going to act like a teenage schoolgirl? pout, cry, complain, and feel like you are being taken advantage or taking shots at, or all that other stuff? Are you gonna play victim? Now, I'm not saying you can't be a victim. I'm not saying that. I'm far from saying that, because you can. Please believe you can. But when you're gonna sit out there and crying about, oh, they treat me this way, treat me that, y'all do this, yeah. When you sit there and say you want the smoke and you want all the smoke, you don't matter who it come from. You all about that. That's what you preaching. That's what you out there protest. That's what you out there talking. So guess what, man? It's gonna be the goods with the bad. You're gonna get all the press smoke you want. You're gonna get all the public smoke you want. You're gonna get all the fan base smoke. You're gonna get all the opposing fan smoke. All that's ready to come your way, because that's what you want. You ready for the smoke. You want the smoke. You embrace it. So that's part of the game, and I want it all. I want it. Nah, you really don't. Because if you wanted it like you say you wanted, you wouldn't have handled it the way you did. Your conversation would be different. When a reporter asks you a question, you wouldn't bid into that. Now, I'm not going to put all that shit on you. Like I said, I'll put some of that on your grandparents, your family members, your mama, your daddy. I'm putting all that, some of it on there. But I'm also putting on the people who's taking advantage of you. And one of the people I think is taking advantage of you is your sorry ass coach, Ken Mulkey. I think she's sorry for this. Because what she's doing is putting you out here, promoting you like you a goddamn bully or some type of goon. So that one time when y'all got into an altercation and with South Carolina, and that 6'7" girl came up and pushed our little point guard and pushed her down. You know what Kim Mulkey said? I said, it was unheard of. Shouldn't have been that. She didn't say. She said, no. She was encouraging the bullshit. She was encouraging y'all to do what y'all did, fight and all that. No, no. She said, I wish she had pushed Angel Reese. Angel Reese would have did this. Really? So now you the goon. You look like the thug of the team. The team bully. What is this? What you want to be? Is this the name you want to be known under? Is this how the perception you want to be known, Angel? As a team, goon, thug, the team, hit woman? No. Now, your coach failed you when she did that shit. Because let me tell you this, it's not making her look bad, not directly. Indirectly, yes, because she's a coach. Because that's the team, and she's the leader of the team. Indirectly, she's looking bad. But directly, you're looking worse. Because that's how she sees you. That's how she looks at you. She doesn't respect you like she should. Because if she respects you like that, she would have said something like that. She wouldn't have put your name under that same category as somebody going out there and beating up somebody and fighting them and saying, no, that's not okay. That's not cool. If a coach did that to my son, I would have to have a conversation with that coach. If a coach was to do that and say, my son would have did that to little Hink, oh, what you trying to say, coach? No, hell no. What you're not going to do is try to make my son look like a thug or some type of a hit man. You're not doing that. That's not him. That's not what we're doing. Matter of fact, you shouldn't do it to nobody on your team, let alone my son or my daughter. You're not doing that shit. That's not the perception that's not the narrative you're going to try to paint of my son or my child or my daughter. No, you're not. I'll be damned. Find another child to do that. You're not doing it to mine. But that's what Kim Mulkey did. That's what she was pushing. That's what she was saying. That is totally unprofessional. And guess what? She loved it because now they're bringing attention to her program, to her basketball team. Whether the attention is good or bad, you don't need that. Angel Reese, you got too much shit going on to be going through that bullshit. But that's exactly what she was doing. That's exactly the narrative she was pushing on her. Now, your coach failed you for that shit. I think she's lousy. Not saying she's not a good coach, because X and O, she's a good coach. X and O, she's a good coach. I can't take that from her. But as far as how she does that shit, that's unprofessional. That is not okay. The university ought to reprimand her. They ought to suspend her. They ought to fine her. The SEC ought to fine her ass for that shit. Something should be said. Ought to make her do a press release apologizing not only to Angel Reese but to the fans of LSU and the fans of South Carolina and the teams and the players of South Carolina for saying that shit. You promoting that bullshit? Pitiful, man. Pitiful. I fault you for that. Because again, this ain't the first time they had some type of controversy. If y'all notice, early in the season, Angel Reese got suspended for 4 games. Now, there's different reasons why she got suspended. There's different reasons why she was not on the team and away from the team for the multiple games and practices. And other players had to suffer too. Well, guess what? They got into a heated battle via Twitter. Back and forth. There was a fight. Now, of course, they didn't say who it was. But you read some of the clippings, you have an idea. You look at who got suspended, you have an idea. Some people, you said, they started to talk about Angel Reese's GPA. Said it was only 2.1. Now, guess what? Some schools, you on probation, academic probation, because you got to have a certain GPA. Now, ours was you had to at least maintain a 2.5 or higher. That's even to keep your scholarship. A 2.1, shit. Yeah, you was either getting all C's or you had an A and a D and an A had to offset the D. It's bad. And the Twitter beef they going back and forth amongst teammates. Matter of fact, one of the teammates was not only suspended, she was kicked off the team. Asked not to come back. Then you got parents, Angel Reese's mother and Flage's mother, they going back and forth. Flage's mother, one who brought up Angel Reese's GPA. They beefing, going back and forth via Twitter. And other teammates involved. I think it was like 4 different young ladies involved in that back and forth with Twitter. That's not good. That's not good at all. And Kim Mulkey, what was you doing? Where was you at when all of this was going down? Why didn't you make every last teammate get off of social media? That's what you should have did. As a leader, as a coach, Coach Kim Mulkey should have made every one of them girls shut down their page. 30 days. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what timeline you want to put on it. But that's what she should have had them do. None of y'all better not be on social media for this period of time. Because y'all showing me y'all don't know how to act. Y'all showing me y'all don't know how to handle it. Y'all showing me y'all being immature, not responsible. Y'all being a bad representation, not only for yourselves, but for your team. That's what should have happened. Instead, guess what happened? Not a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing. Nothing was said, no press release, nothing. Nothing. Now, of course, there was a suspension. Of course, we don't know if it was for that fight. We don't know if it's because her GPA was this way or what, or that social media. We don't know. It was never nothing specifically put to whatever that suspension was. Why girls wasn't playing and some girls was. Nothing was said. Now, is that really our business? No, not really. Not really. But when they make it, well, when it comes public like it did, like on Twitter, you got to say something. You got to do something. We suspended her for 2 games. She didn't start this week because of what happened on Twitter. The reason why you gotta say something because they made it public. Now, if this was something in house, look, I understand playing college ball. We handle stuff in house all the time. We handle it all the time. Cats had to run stadiums. Cats had to do after practice extra activities, clean up the locker room, whatever. We had to do stuff like that as punishment. We had an exercise bike. You had to go get on that exercise bike. The whole practice. We practiced, you get on exercise bike. And guess what? You don't practice one day, you don't play. Even if it is your punishment to get on exercise bike. If you're not on this field of practice, you don't play. So it's like a double punishment. Not only you do an exercise bike for that game, for that practice, you're going to miss a game because you didn't practice. That's the way it is. Unless you got a medical reason why you didn't go to practice, you suffer. Let me read some of these comments. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to just let that go. I'm saying, listen, as a recent retired coach, my players could not be on social media during preseason practice, during season, and the week after the season was over. It was for their mental health. I know that's right. And for security of them not saying anything online that could get them in trouble. That could start beefs, that could end up, that could end their lives, ruin scholarship chances, etc., etc., etc. That's good. Dory said, that's good coaching, girl. No, I don't think she said it like that. And they were fine with it. Believe it or not, young people appreciate order, especially when they understand why. And they know it's coming from a point of love. I know that's right. Let me say this. One of the things I did with my son, or my kids, I didn't allow them to have social media. Now, of course, Twitter wasn't around when my daughter was in middle school. It was around when she was in high school. Or if it was around, it was in the early stages of Twitter. So that wasn't a problem. She wasn't on Twitter. But, IG was her thing. And what was that other thing? Not TikTok, but it was something else that was out during the time that it's no longer out. I think IG ended up taking it over. So they was on that. Now, I wasn't on IG, but my daughter's mother was, my ex-wife was. So they was both on IG, and so I had her make sure you befriend her so she could see your social media, see what's going on, see what's been said, so we can gauge and keep an idea about what's happening. Then I started getting into IG a little bit later on, and one of the rules I played was the same way. Now, of course, by then I got on IG. My daughter was already graduate; she was off from college and doing her own thing. But my son, I told him he don't need one in middle school. His ass sticking, breaking up accounts, and I fined him because he wasn't slick. I made him delete them. This dude probably had about 18 accounts that he just forgot the password because he couldn't keep up with it. Crazy. But once I did allow him in his 8th grade year to have a IG account, as well as he ended up getting a Twitter too. One of the things is I had to make sure we followed each other. So I know what he's posting, see what he's posting, and see what's going on. Now, I had that talk with him. Just like Feminine had with her young ladies. And the conversation we had, I said, look here. Oh, Hink making big money. A baller commercial just played during your life. I know that's right. High five. Well, you know how you stop them commercials? Ordering YouTube Prime. Should I be promoting that? Yeah, I guess I should because YouTube is paying me. So I guess I should. Let me say that. YouTube Prime, you won't skip all the commercials. My moderator, she uses me. She uses me for my Prime. I'm sick of it. Quit using my Prime, woman. She said, gas. Did you assume I coach only females? I did boys and girls. Shame on you, Hink. And we have championship trophies. I know that's right. Shout out to you, champ. Don't be promoting YouTube Prime. Get them coins. I know that's right. But look at this. What? I have your woman's benefits. I can use you, sir. In the basement. Taking advantage of me. Shame on you. But as far as my son, I did that. And I wanted to make sure, keep on up and up, but also make sure I share with him. Look here, dude. Don't you go out there and post anything that's going to tarnish not only your name, my name. Don't you go out there and post anything that's going to cost you your freedom, that's going to cost you your life. It's going to cost you opportunities that you wish you and going to regret if you don't get. So in other words, don't be post a bunch of bullshit ass foolishness going back and forth trash talking. Don't do that. Look, I can't answer for what these other kids do. Them parents got to talk to them. Now, the kids I have a relationship and connection with, I said something to them too. Because I want to see them in the best version, be the best version of themselves in the best light. That's what I want to see them. So it was only right for me to share that information. So I let them know, just like I told my son, man, don't do that. Don't mess around, go back and forth, some bull crap stuff on the Twitter. It's not worth it. Let me tell you this: coaches are looking at this. You want to cost yourself a scholarship? Post that dumb shit. You want to cost yourself opportunity to get a free ride to play basketball after high school? Post that dumb shit. Say some dumb shit. Show some dumb shit. Go out here and flex with guns and pistols and all. Do all that dumb shit. If that's what you want to do and mess around and not get no opportunity to go to college to play ball, do that. But if you want to help your chances, don't be on that bullshit. Let me tell you what you post. Post your highlights. Post your stats. Post some positive messages, encouraging messages that I share with you, that I pour into you, and you could pour into another young man or woman that could probably benefit from it. That's what you post. Follow people who you know who's got the same mind frame and same mindset as you. That's what you post. Don't be out there posting some bullshit like that. It's going to cost you opportunities. Don't do that. That doesn't make sense. It's not a good investment. It's a bad idea. So let me say this. I give him credit for this. That wasn't an issue for him. When I had that conversation, He has not posted anything questionable that has done anything to jeopardize him from a scholarship or opportunity or anything like that. Now, has he posted some trash talking to some of his buddies that he's, play AAU ball with? Yeah, he has. But it didn't go to the point of, where, it got volatile and caused issues on the court. No, it didn't. So I didn't reprimand him for it. I didn't give him a hard time about it. I just said, keep it professional. Keep it professional. I can't ask you much more than that. So with that being said, that's the same thing Kim Mulkey should have did. Instead, she just allowed it to happen. So shame on her for doing this. What's up, Matthew? Oh, shit, let me drop this link. I'm sorry, guys. I was supposed to drop it a little bit earlier. Let me make sure I pin this to the top. I like to make sure I do that. So, guys, I just dropped the link. If anybody want to come up. But that's what Kim Mulkey as a coach should have did. And she didn't do that. So to me, she failed them girls. She failed them young ladies in that aspect. Because as a leader of the team, as a head coach, that's part of your responsibility to make sure you're setting them young ladies up to win. Not to fail, but to win. And not just on the court, off the court as well. Because that's very important. Some of these young ladies are going to go out and they're not going to be professional basketball players. They can be professional in something else. And if she's not trying to set these young ladies up to win, what is she doing? That ought to be part of her purpose. Setting these young ladies up to be the best version of themselves. And you're not doing that when you allow certain activities to go on, allow certain behaviors to proceed. And it was real disappointing. It was real disappointing. Guys, if you hadn't had an opportunity to hit the like button, I greatly appreciate that. I need that. Hit the like button for your boy. And if you hadn't had an opportunity to do this either, so please subscribe. Please subscribe. What he was saying. End up kicking yourself as you see the succeed while you're on the court. And some need to know that just because you make it don't mean they won't take it if you do something dumb in college or pro. That's true. That's very much true. That's right, John. Hey, Dorian, he needed to. He will be married soon. He got to defend the married ninjas. About to come up. I know you're about to end. That's the Matthew way. Matthew Way's always come up towards the end of the show. That's the Matthew Way, ain't it? He wait till the last 10 minutes show. Hey, I'll show up. This is what we do. Oh, he's in the car today. Cruising with Matthew.
Nah, man, I gotta do some gas for the week.
You gotta go what?
I had to get some gas for the week.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, man, you gotta get some gas, brother. You can't be out there riding on fumes.
Yeah, man. I had to got my old ex company shirt on. I had a carrier company that failed.
So is that what we doing? We going to get gas in our former company shirt.
Hey, man. One of these days, I'm gonna get it back going, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's a struggling America, a dirty world, man. They know how to pounce on the little man.
Shame on America for shitting on the little man.
Yeah, man. We got hit with a DLT fire. That kind of broke the business, man. The fire is heavy.
God, damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my bad. I ain't trying to tell you. I ain't even see most of the live, man. Help check got me so mad. Oh man. So who were you talking about? The Iowa girl that lost?
well, I was I don't know if you seen the video. I did a video on Angel Reese probably a couple of days ago, and I was just talking about the video and how Angel Reese probably did to me, I think she did a poor job on how she handled that situation, and how Coach Kim Mulkey has failed them as a coach, because she's not trying to really set them up for success by allowing certain things to happen, amongst the program. I don't know if you know, she got suspended for a few games. Now, nobody really knows the reason. Some people say it may be because of the fight they had in the locker room. Some people may say because of her grades. Some people may think it's maybe because of the Twitter beef they had going on back and forth amongst the parents and the players. So I don't know. I don't know. So, but she was upset, and I really think she handled that press conference was really selfish about it. You know what I'm saying? And compared to that Aaliyah Edwards, that young girl from Connecticut who they call offensive foul on, she handled it as probably as a professional anybody probably could, even though the situation happened to her. She didn't, the one of the people from the press conference was talking about referees making a lot of bad calls all season, but she didn't bite into it saying, taking shots at the referee. She didn't do that. She talked about how she's proud of her team, how much they accomplished, and how proud she was of what they did, and how far they make, and everybody counted them out and didn't expect them to make it to the Final Four. So she was really upping her team, compared to Angel Reese was all about upping herself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, well, you kind of summed it up, but I'm more of a Reese girl. I mean, I know she ain't as offensively talented as some, but I think she does have. I think she's a star in her own right, and I think stars get away with stuff that others can't. I mean, granted, she did get suspended. Granted, she is a little extra with the fame, but like anybody else, man, if you can put up with it with men, if they really trying to push the whole women's sports, they got to have some of these type of people out there that have a personality, that have that attractive factor. Otherwise, they're gonna stay the same old, do it by the book, fundamentally sound basketball with no excitement. So the drama is gonna help sell it, because as much as LeBron, I like LeBron. LeBron sold drama, whether it was him on his own or whether it was people want to create a drama because of what they would make money off his name. If people start saying they can make money off of WNBA's name, or because he gonna go to WNBA, then hey, you kind of gotta let it get, like, sink in. I mean, I'm not necessarily for it, because I do rather just stick to basketball. But if they really wanted to grow, it's kind of what people want.
All right, all right. Y'all look here, guys. These views are not in compliance and agreements with Matthew's views.
God, dog, man. I try to give you a serious take, on what I believe, and you still find a way. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy.
It's all good, Matthew. Baby. It's hey, big brother. You know it's all good, man. It's all love and love here. It's all love here. But you know
Boy,
something? You say that, Matthew, but we all know some of the things that LeBron has to go through, right? LeBron's been a victim in real life where everybody's seen it. You know, when they put that racist slur up on his garage when they painted that on her. You know, that's real life. That shit's real that we all can actually see. Now, Angel Reese said she was a victim. Nobody knows, have seen anything. This was the first time during that press conference that something was said. Now, I don't know if it was maybe something talked about maybe locally in the state of Louisiana. I don't know. But as far as on the national level, nobody knows anything about her being a victim because it's like I said, it's the first time she talked about it. It's the first time she bringing it up. So with that being said, we know, when you put yourself in a certain light, a certain amongst some certain individuals, you're gonna have your people who's gonna be good and bad. You're gonna have your critics, you're gonna have your detractors, you're gonna have people who rocks with you, and you got people who's not rocking with you. It's all about how do you handle it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, you got a point there. I mean, like I said, I think like anything, man, it take time. Everybody, well, yeah, it take time. I look at it now. Nobody's really taking those classes to really be like what they call it, media ready, media savvy.
Mm-hmm.
I know LeBron actually took those classes. Did you see how he was when he very first got an interview? I think he was 16. Even the
Mm-hmm.
development to 18 to when he was like maybe 2 years into the league. Even the way he sound was way different. You can tell now he really makes an effort at trying to talk. And another person like that too is Shannon Sharp. He used to, if you look at his old stuff like mid '90s compared to when he got into CBS, it's way different. You know. So like I said, these guys, these people that have the success and know how to kind of talk the way out of stuff or however you want to put it, they they put in that kind of work. Whereas now, you know, I don't think nobody's really putting in that kind of effort, that kind of professional effort. It's really just I'm just spitting off at the mouth. I'm authentically just about to be who I am, and if they don't like it, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm. That's what I'm getting from these athletes.
Yeah. One of the things is I know, like when I was in school, and it's obviously happening. My son had to take a public speaking class. And
Okay.
that was one of the things I did when I was in college too. Took a public speaking class to learn how to not only speak and pronounce your words and talk, but able to speak in front of an audience and not be nervous and know how to handle the crowd and the situation and handle where you dealing with maybe a lot of individuals. That was one of the requirements that our coaches required us to do. And, fortunately, they're still doing it. Like I said, my son had a public speaking. He talked about he's got a speech come up Wednesday that he's got to do, and he's pumped about it, and he's really looking forward to it. So, uh, I'll tell him. I said, talk to me. I said, I know you've been doing some of the things you've been doing, like practicing in the mirror with your speech. I said, tell me about what your speech is about, and I want you to. Whatever you do, you're just gonna do it, either FaceTime or video chat or just on the phone. And I have them do it right then and there. And I'll just sit there and listen to a speech because now it gives them a different comfort level. It's one thing to do amongst your peers, it's one thing to do in front of your family. You know what I'm saying? So, it's gonna bring a certain level of comfort or uncomfortableness. And so if you can handle being uncomfortable talking to me, then you can handle anybody that you about to come across. I promise you that. And so that's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, I took that class too. Well, like I said, I didn't do college very long, but I did take that class. And
So you went one. So you went one day.
oh, here we go. You know what I'm saying? This, but I think I did a year and a half. I think I did a year and a half.
I know that's
But I did take that. Hey man, hey, I put some college down when I do applications. Man. I put down some college. So hey, I did some of it, all right. But when I did that class, and like actually I did okay. Now when I heard my replay, because like the class they videoed, and when I looked at my replay, it's like I really realized I do slur my words. Like I didn't realize I did it until that class, because my brother always say, man, you talk like Rocky. I used to I used to be like, what do you mean by that? And then it took me
right.
forever. It took me forever. He was like, nigga, just pronounce your words. I'm like, what are you saying? I do. But then when I hear my playbacks, I'm like, dang, I do be kind of slurring. So it's like I don't know where it come from, man. Because I thought, I tell, I'll get on my wife all the time. If she as country as you is, I'll be trying to tell her like, hey, let me talk to the kids, and we gonna teach. Let them go through me. I don't want to sound. I don't want all these boys talking that country yin yang y'all be talking. But and she don't like that. She don't like that. But it's just funny. It's funny how like you said, the presentation and that stuff that it makes it pays off, and it makes it different. Granted, I don't know what I got in that class. I don't think it was that great. I don't think it was no C. It probably like a low B. But I finished the class.
That's
Yeah,
all that
like
matters. Man.
yeah,
You
yeah,
completed the
yeah,
task.
yeah, man. The school wasn't me, man. I give you that. School wasn't me. You know, I went for all the wrong reasons. Let's just leave it at that.
Hey man, you can't be going to school just to chase and tail now, man. Come on, brother.
Hey, man. I thought that was where my life was gonna be. I thought I was just gonna stumble into a good job, and to wait until about what 20 when I really thought about like, dang, that was a stupid decision. Now, the reason why I can't get too mad, but my father told me, he was like, "You stupid if you go to college." I'm like, "What?" You know, because like if all what I was learning through high school, go to college or you're gonna be a loser. Go to college, you're gonna be a failure. So I was kind of like brainwashed into that. My father told me a long time ago, but I wouldn't listen. Like, hey, that's just a pyramid scheme for y'all young people to be broke. I'm like, man, you just an old hater. So, and like again, same thing, second time around. He told me, why don't you just get you a trade, man? Go to trade. I was like, Dad, man, I'm not listening. You old, and your job gonna be obsolete. Next thing you know, I'm looking stupid leaving college. I couldn't finish. I didn't make the grade or the scholarship to keep going, and I ended up making more money outside of school than what I was probably going to school for. So man, it's like it's a joke, man. It ain't for everybody. And at the end of the day, I should just listen to my daddy. So yeah, man, it's one of them things, man. I don't know if it had anything to do with your topic, but yeah,
Hey man, it is what it is.
yeah,
It
man.
is what. No, but man, look, I I think every look every athlete should take that class. It should be mandatory for them.
Yeah,
It should
I
be
give you that.
mandatory for them. Not because guess what? More than likely, you're gonna have the opportunity to talk to the press, to talk to a big form of students, maybe young student athletes, some future student athletes, maybe these young kids when you do your volunteer work. Because that's another thing they make them do. They make them volunteer, uh, which is cool because that's my son. That's one of the things he likes doing anyway. I got him into that, and he's been carrying the torch from her about volunteering and giving back to young people. And so, when you do that, you want to make sure you sound professional, carry yourself in a professional, and it not only helps you with that, but these young guys getting this NIL money, doing advertisement and commercials. You got to be able to know how to talk, be able to communicate, be able to express yourself, and where they can understand you. You know what I'm saying? And at least try to be the best. At doing that and and pronounce your words clearly. You don't want to sound like something else that's alone in that piece after fighting Clubber Lang, man.
Yeah, I guess I'm giving you more ammunition, but it's cool. Hey, man.
He said, Big brother said you sound like Rocky.
Yeah, because he cut my hair, man. So one day we were talking. He was like, "Man, I always wanted to tell you, man. Like, man, you sound like Rocky." I'm like, "What?" Anyway, he just started, because he was getting mad at something I was saying. He was like, "Just say the word." I'm like, "What you mean? I am saying it." That's how it all started, man. It was
Hold on.
crazy. I was like, "This dude, man."
Was he talking about the Rockies after he fought Irving? What's his name? Ivan Garbage. Ivan. What's his name? Rocky 4. Where he fought the
And
Russian.
I'm, I'm gonna use your word, man, or your phrase. Go to hell.
God damn.
That's messed up, man. That's messed up.
Oh man. No, but man, it's just me. I think you want to see these young ladies to be the best version of themselves, right? And
Yeah.
some of the things that they had to deal with LSU was uncalled for. So, like the situation with the LA press writer, calling them young ladies dirty debutantes. You know what I'm saying? That was that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool at all. So
So
now, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
my bad. I ain't trying to, but I want to ask this is a serious question too, though. What? So are women's sports? You know how like you treat a lady different than you treat guys, like in general. Is that the same way
Uh-huh.
that writers treat? Is that the same way the writers treat the women?
Matthew, that's a good question. I've never really seen. I've never really seen writers go hard after women like that in women's sports like that. Not to the point of calling them a name like that. The last time I seen
What about
somebody in the media do that was I don't know if you remember. He was a radio host called Imus,
some of
and
that nappy head?
talking about the
Yeah,
Rutgers
yeah,
basketball.
yeah.
Well, we
That's the
all
last
know,
one I remember too.
yeah, and it cost him his job. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, he got back on the radio. It wasn't, somebody definitely hired him because he's a good radio host and all that good stuff. But that was the last person I seen somebody really go hard at the young ladies. And I don't ever remember him apologizing now that I think about it. I don't think he did.
Probably
But
did.
the newspaper guy that wrote, the person that wrote the newspaper, ended up issuing an apology and all that good stuff. But that was harsh. That was really harsh. I was kind of surprised and taken back by that because normally it's not something that happens like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that normal they would do, take strong stance or shots at women like that. Normally that's not the case.
But I look at it like this. I'm not saying I'm advocating for to people to be just straight up nasty. But
Mm,
no offense, that's just kind of what the women want. They want that attention. You gotta think. People say the worst stuff about the men. They
mm,
say they thugs. They say they got posses. They say all kind of stuff like they they just say all kind of stuff that they get in their personal lives. Oh man, he was with this woman. I obviously he don't ever go to practice. Like they have stuff to kind of it might be an audience, maybe not even necessarily an audience you really want, but like what Jerry Jones say, hey man, as long as you looking, then I got you. So I'm just thinking if they really want the sport to grow, they got the NBA backing, they got some of the NBA players backing. hey, if you can get some of these writers that's kind of a little more raunchy, you might want that, man. You just gotta be prepared to put that thick skin up because it's gonna grow them pockets.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
that's the only way I'm looking at it. Because then you get your Skip Baylesses, your Stephen A's, your Shannon Sharps, and some of these other people that want to sit there and talk about you all day. That's gonna bring them stories and revenue up to the point where, hey, now, hey man, I can at demand a $2 million a year in contract, where before you could barely give me 100,000. Hey man, trust me, I know it ain't about basketball, but what the NBA is, you selling stories. So hey,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're right. You're right.
you know what? You
My
know what
man,
too? That
my
that
man,
was the
it's done.
best.
Oh, I could agree with that though, Marcus. We could agree to that.
So let's just get this clear. That was the best sports take anybody's had on this show. Because you, my friend, don't be having you know how I feel about your takes. So why would I keep dropping these takes now? You know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta get shot at growing big one day, man. Now, I'm never gonna be a YouTuber. That don't mean you can steal my takes. All right. So don't think anybody ever gonna see this one day. Be like, hey man, hey, that Matt guy said this about 4 years ago. You made it seem like you thought it. I'm telling you, man, I can see you doing it, man. 'Cause I see how you operate. As much as I like how you be getting on some of these guys, I know how you operate. You'll steal it and be like, so what? I'll be like, this dude. I bet you'll say, so what? I know you'll say, so what? I know you would. You got that look
Hold
like
on.
you'll say, so what?
So you said I'm out here stealing people's quotes and statements and
Hey, I
claiming them
think
as
you
my
would, man.
own?
Hey, I personally think you would, man.
Dang.
Hey, I could be wrong. I ain't always right, but I think you might. That's just me though.
Oh, man, I can't fool with you, man. I can't fool with you at all, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say,
Hey
bro.
man, hey, remember what happened last week? Poppy told you what it was.
Shout out to my man Mark. He said Hink talks to the ninja's soul.
You see what I'm saying? And you know how Poppy said it perfect last week. Hink's picks are horrible. Go the opposite of whatever Hink picked. Oh, he said it perfect last week. That was crazy. I was like, yes, somebody finally agreed with me.
Well, first of
Oh
all,
man. Okay.
Bobby's a hater, and ain't nothing we can do about that. He got to take that. He got to take that up with his creator.
Now it's guys' fault.
she said, Matthew and Hicks segment of the basements is be hilarious.
Man,
Yeah,
hey man.
I don't think Matthew's that goddamn funny, but that's okay. I'm forgiving.
I'm just saying. I just realized I'll be like, pretty soon though you're gonna be a part of the Berry Crew, so I'm gonna have to like take it off a little bit. Cause man, hey man, these dudes be making me want to get a channel, man. Go against these dudes. They be talking so much down very big. Oh, you pissing me off. So all right, I'm still thinking about it. Like, these clowns. But my man, let me get back to sports. But yeah, man, so because I didn't realize. Wait a minute, so the WNBA draft is next month.
I don't know. Is it? I didn't know that. I know.
I heard them saying something like that the lady was saying the NC State uh, coach was like, hey, I know you're gonna get drafted next month or something. She said talking about the white girl, the Iowa
Yeah.
girl.
Talking about she might Don said talking about she gonna be the first overall pick of the WNBA
Yeah,
draft. I think the
I think
Indiana Fever has the first overall pick this year.
I think it's in May though. You know, they don't have much of a turnaround. They season, man, because the WNBA gonna start in what, a month and a half from now? Well, maybe not that fast. Like in June, right?
See, I
They don't
didn't
get
I didn't
no
know
little
when it was.
turnaround.
No, not for real. I didn't know when it was. So
Yeah.
that's definitely interesting. I mean, we got an NFL draft coming up here in a couple of weeks.
Well,
April
you know
25th.
how that's about to. Yeah, you know how that's about to play out. Let's see what y'all do. 'Cause I know your zesty friend, Williams.
Then-
Hey, I know you. I know you ain't feeling too good about this one. The more and
hold on,
more,
what?
see, I wasn't paying.
Why you gotta be my
I
zesty
was
friend?
nah, cause look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was not looking at Williams like the way I was looking at Williams until you started pointing out stuff. I'm like, dang, this dude is pretty zesty. And then I was like, dang, he was crying. Like he was crying in the stands. I'm like, cause at first I'm thinking like, man, why is he going after a brother, man? His brother is, yeah, first round draft quarterback. Come on, man. But the more and more I look at it, I was like, dang, you know what? I don't want him. Y'all gonna have him, and I hope and pray y'all get him too. Cause we gonna put some heat. We gonna put some heat to him. When we play y'all week 4, we gonna put some heat to y'all. Yeah. Hey, tell him to paint his nails purple and gold that week. Yeah, tell him to do that. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, yeah. Because he gonna be on the Bears. He gonna be on the Bears. But I ain't gonna lie. I was looking at what y'all done picked up. You know, I know you had a show when you talked about it. You know, I'll be half listening to you. But when I looked at the roster for myself, I was like, dang, you know, he will be coming into a pretty good team, like with some good weapons. So if he can't do nothing with that, yeah, it is on him. I'm sorry.
So
I usually
so
go with the brother.
Matthew, what you saying? You starting to see the light, huh?
You said what?
You starting to see the light, huh?
Nah, I ain't saying start light. Nah. I'm saying See how I'm saying, dude? We twisted my words. I'm saying the players y'all got is like they pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, he got something to work with. He got a shifty running back he can throw the ball to. He got some. What? He got a couple. He got a receiver and a tight end. Hey man, most guys don't get that first season. So hey man, he ain't got no excuse. You can get it. You can forget it. Y'all drafted him. I'm saying, man, you gonna have to suck that up, hey. Y'all getting him.
So
Hey
Matthew,
man,
what you say? I got accepted, don't I?
yes, you might as well get you a statue of Williams in the back and just ride it out the rest of the season. Hey, good or bad, you better ride it out. I'm telling you, man. I wouldn't
Hey
do it.
man,
I would. Hey,
hey man, you crazy. You are crazy. Look here, man. You know what I was doing before I got on the show? Well, of course, I was on Hamp for a minute, but before I got on a Hamp show, I was working on my bathroom sink. So I'm in here trying to install this new drain because my lady broke my other drain, so now I got to replace it.
hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
But hey, my big ass is trying to new. So I got pretty wide shoulders, if y'all can't tell.
Yeah.
And so we know how small the cabinets are up under your bathroom sink. I'm trying to
The
get
water
one
everywhere.
arm in, trying to get another arm in there, and I'm trying to, you know, tighten it up, making sure I put the putty plumber's putty around us the seal and changing the drain thing on top and make sure I got some clear seal on that. Man, if my shoulder's sore because it was getting all scratched up. I had to take I had to take the cabinet door off. I was hitting it so damn much. I said, I'm gonna mess around, and turn the cabinet door up.
Hey, man.
Oh, my shoulders are wide, man.
What
For you, I mean,
what is it? Is it the half bathroom or is it regular bathroom?
no, it's a full size bathroom.
So how would you? Oh, okay. Oh, cause you talking about? Oh, I get what you're saying. So the vanity ain't that big.
Yeah, with the van, up under the it's a cabinet, where it's got open door cabinet. Then you got 3 drawers on the side, and so
Yeah.
that's how it is. I think if this is gonna be a rental property, so I'm not gonna really do too
Oh,
much to
okay.
it. I'm in my next home. Hopefully, if I see one of them cabinet, I'm taking that cabinet away, and I'm just gonna get one of them standalone sinks. And
Okay,
just
yeah,
make
because I know that's what we got in our half bathroom downstairs. My wife want to do something different with that one. So yeah, yeah. 'Cause we had I guess you could say with the cabinet like you talking about, but she changed it to like something else. So, but I see people now they kind of make their own cabinet. Some people.
mm,
I was watching something on HGTV and that's what they do. So I guess
mm.
I guess people just play with it.
Yeah. So I was working on that. So now had to connect them pipes and do all that and get in there and maneuver around.
Why you ain't film that?
Huh?
Why you ain't film that?
I started to, man. But
You
it
could
was
be
gonna be
like
kind of hard.
you could be like the Black Tim Taylor. You
Go
always
to
heard
hell.
it, so
Go
he
to
always
hell.
heard it, so but he got it done. Ah,
I know that's
uh,
hey, boy, I'm telling you, my shoulders beat up. The other side has been laying on the floor. The other shoulders inside the cabinet in there, one arm, and then I got my flashlight. I got that in there, trying to lay it down where I could get some light in there other than the regular bathroom light, Trying to do all that at the same time and then trying to use film it. That would have been tough, man. For you. It'd been a hard watch.
hey man, either figure it out. Probably quit trying to show off in front of your lady. You should just pay somebody to do it. That's probably what you was doing. Right, trying to show off. Now I got this. You up
No,
there
she
tearing
wasn't.
up stuff.
She was.
Oh,
Yeah, she wasn't. She don't. My lady don't live with me.
oh, okay. Well, I think I heard your story when I used to watch the people more. I think I
Yeah.
heard that before. Yeah. But yeah. Oh yeah, I watched you on the Peep too, man. I tuned in on Sunday. I'm like, man, this dude, you a character, man. I can't knock it because it'd be funny. It's good stuff to me, but I was like, dang, this dude right here. Oh man. I can't. Yeah, you know what? I always said that episode.
Actually, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, you know good damn well what I'm talking about. Oh man, but yeah, but I feel you. I need to get better at fixing stuff. I did. I feel good. I did do some pipe work. Well, it wasn't no real pipe stuff, but I had a drain issue upstairs.
Look, look at this, Matthew. I told him to pay someone to fix it.
I told you. I know King's type. I can tell. I can look at him and see he got a problem with paying people. That's something he think he can do, and then he probably cheap as hell. And he probably like 120 to do it. Oh hell no! Like dude, 120, but it ain't much. But so you ain't gotta worry about it. He like nah. I figured out like this dude, man. He probably blow that during the week on lunch money. And he crying about 120. Yeah, I can tell your type.
Hey, Matthew, I won't. I eat leftovers.
There ain't nothing wrong with that either. You know, if you can cook, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
When I tell you I'm one of them big old country boys, man, to do my own goddamn thing, I ain't, man, shit. If I could do it, I'm gonna fix it. If I can work on it, I can do it. 6'3".
I told you.
6'3".
Okay. 6'3". You about big as my one dude. Okay. So what did you play when you was in college?
Outside linebacker.
Oh, so you played linebacker. Okay. Oh, so you was pretty mobile then. You wasn't on the line. Okay.
Now, when I was in high school, I was on the line. Of course, you 6'3", they always gonna put you on the line, ain't they?
Yeah, back in the day, they did y'all dirty. They ain't let y'all do nothing different.
Yeah, we ran a 4-3, and in college we ran a 4-4.
Oh, you ran a 4-4? Oh, you talking about the
No.
defense 4-4? Okay.
Defense. We ran a 4-4 defense.
See, when I was in high school, we ran a 4-6. I was more of a box safety. See, I would come down, and I couldn't cover that good. Like I ain't gonna lie, I can get you on the angles, but when it came to moving the hips, because you cuts and all that, yeah, you probably did get me a shifty guy in the slot. He was gonna get me every time. He was gonna get at least 6 yards every time. If that shift, I played off. Like I wasn't gonna get beat deep, but I played off too much. See, I could hit, but I couldn't. That cover, I might have got my whole high school career. I might have had maybe at the most 5 interceptions my whole high school career. I wasn't no big interception guy. Yes, stubborn. He wants to say, yep, I knew it. I'm telling you, man. I can tell. I bet you I can sum up what you are on a regular basis. Based on honestly, I figured you out. So it was one thing you said on Lapeef one time, but when you said you was a Bears fan, I figured you out. When you said you was a Bears fan, I was like, okay, I know what kind of guy he is. Cause I didn't know when you first said, man, my team is. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Bears? Oh God. This is gonna be crazy. I'm telling you, man. I just figured you out, man. I figured you out. But
Shit.
yeah.
My man Marcus said, do y'all think the WNBA finally has a chance to be around since the new girls are coming?
No, they got another 5 more years.
I mean, look, I don't know, Marcus. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. Let me
I
say
give
this.
another 5 years.
I think it's going to help. You know, I think Caitlin Clarkson will help big time as far as her scoring. She's going to bring a lot of attention to the WNBA. But we all know once you get to the NBA, you ain't gonna be scoring like that more than likely. I don't think so. And so if you're not scoring like that, then you're gonna fall into place like every other girl. So she might be, average like 20 something a game, and do a thing like that. But as far as bring that attention, it's gonna take a whole collective. It's gonna take a lot more than just one young lady to turn it around. Even with Caitlin Clark being as good as she is, it's gonna take a whole collective to really turn the WNBA around. So
I agree.
and go ahead.
I agree with that because Caitlin Clark, I think she good. I really do think she good. But I see when she was playing them, what was it yesterday? It was or was it Sunday? Whatever day it was. It wasn't. You could see where if they put it on her, it wasn't gonna be. She just dominating. Like when they press her, it's not the same.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously she'd get better. I'm not saying she wouldn't still do her thing, but as far as like impactfully winning games, like what she do in college, like you said, I think she gonna get her numbers. But as far as like winning instantly, I don't know about that. Like you said, you going to the worst team in WNBA.
Yeah, it definitely gonna make a difference for sure. Definitely gonna make a difference for sure. So I just think it's gonna take a lot more than just uh, a few girls. It's gonna take a whole lot of young ladies. He said, "True, but the new girls seem more skillful." I mean, I agree. I think they are. They not only more skillful, they bring a different level of energy to Marcus. So that's another good thing about them. But man, look, if Caitlin could do some scoring like she's doing in college, yeah, I think she can. But I don't think she's going to end up scoring like that, though, man. That's the only thing about it. So I think my man Matthew done froze on us. Matthew, you still with us? Let me pull my man down. I don't want my man out here looking bad. I don't want my man out here looking bad. But guys, look here. I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate you guys coming tonight and having a good conversation with me about this not only Angel Reese but South Carolina, and giving them their props and dues, and Aaliyah, and talking sports tonight. Thank you guys. Unfortunately, tonight's the last night for college basketball. Unfortunately, until next season. Is it? It's it. So looking forward to continue having a good conversation with you guys. I will be doing a show Wednesday. Haven't quite yet come up with the topic, but I'm sure we'll come up with something. So y'all keep rocking with me. Keep on checking in. Definitely, if y'all haven't had the opportunity to join the membership, please do it. It's a reasonable price. Doesn't cost much. So definitely tap in. Not only that, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Share with somebody who you know may be into sports or some other the grown man and grown adult topics that I like to talk about, like on Wednesday. So make sure y'all tap in with that. But until then, I will see you beautiful people on Wednesday. Have a good one.